Okay, so let's start our session. So Chepandi, what are the topics which are in the news? What are the topics which are in the news? Last week topics which are in the news. So what are the topics which we are going to discuss? Quickly let me know. Trump, Modi, India Japan relations, which we will discuss in today's class. So we are going to discuss India and Japan relations. So we'll start our discussion with India and Japan. What else? What are the other issues which are in the news? Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Actually, it is not yet in the news. From today onwards, it would. Okay, today Modi landed in China. So in the next week, we will be discussing about India and China relations and Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Okay. Apart from that, floods. Okay. Next. Palestine issue we discussed in the last class, right? Acha, famine and declare చేశారు. So recently United Nations has declared Gaza Strip, okay, as a famine. Okay, they have officially declared. That also we'll discuss. Yes, that is also one topic which is very much important. But Israel-Palestine conflict, I think in the last class we discussed about Israel and Palestine conflict. Yes, apart from that, US and okay, so investments. Okay, that what else? That we will discuss. See, the reason why I'm asking you is come out from the what you say, international relations. Current affairs is not only international relations. Yes, current affairs will be heavily loaded with international relations and economy. There are also other issues. What are the other issues? Science and technology. What are the developments which happened? ISRO recently have conducted a test flight with respect to Gaganyaan mission. What is the test flight? Okay, integrated airdrop has been conducted. So we will be discussing about that. So IR, current affairs is not only IR. Current affairs from IR. Sorry. So current affairs, we have to discuss about IR, economy, polity, science and technology, all these issues. Polity related, what are the issues which are in the news, Japan? Rahul Gandhi demanding for reservations in private institutions. Okay. What else? 138th Constitutional Amendment Bill, that is in the news. Emundi? So the politicians, whether it might be MLA, MP, Chief Minister, Prime Minister, if at all he is been detained in custody for 30 days, okay, if at all he is detained in the custody more than 30 days, he have to resign, he have to, okay, and after the ending of custody again he can be reappointed. So in that we will be looking into 138th Constitutional Amendment Bill is very much important, and we'll also discuss about like Prime Minister, Chief Minister, everyone can be removed if at all they have been arrested on a serious criminal charges tantamount to more than 5 years. If at all like they have been arrested on the charges, okay, if the charges proves that penalty is more than 5 years, so then they have to resign. So these are 138th Constitutional Amendment Bill is one topic. What else? Agni 5, very good. Agni 5 is in the news. Why do you think Agni 5 is very much important? How Agni 5 is different from the earlier versions? Speed ఎక్కువ. Okay, long distance speed is okay, ఇవి కాకుండా Operations in the specifications, why it is more important? చదవట్లేదు మీరు. Multiple targets. One of the most specification, one of the underlining feature is it can target multiple targets. Okay, it can aim multiple targets. Okay, in a being precise, it can aim multiple targets, whereby you can understand that what you say, if the targets are also very distant or located in distant places also, it can target. That is one which is very much important. Okay, so these are all the broader issues which we are going to discuss. Apart from that, see, to make this current affairs classes interesting, I know ఏంటి అంటే కరెంట్ అఫైర్స్ వీక్లీ టాపిక్స్, కొన్ని టాపిక్స్ ఎలా ఉంటాయి అంటే అదేంటి పాలిటీ 1 month చదివితే అయిపోతుంది, బట్ కరెంట్ అఫైర్స్ ఇట్ ఈస్ రికరింగ్. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్ వై ఐఎమ్ ట్రైంగ్ టు మేక్ దిస్ presentation bit more interesting, and we will also make our classes interesting with discussing all these issues. Broadly you have to understand. But you see, like when you look at the 2025 GS paper, you know, like recently Jammu and Kashmir reorganization amendment bill was in the news. In GS2 they have asked a question, how after this implementation, Jammu and Kashmir reorganization act, how what are the changes which we see in Jammu and Kashmir? Okay, they have asked. So paper is being very much loaded with current affairs. Current affairs will form utmost importance in your preparation. Okay, that is the reason why we are focusing more on orientation. I want you to have that orientation, how to study. Okay, last class also I discussed that you have to, at the end of the day, by this 2.5 hours lecture, you have to understand how to prepare for current affairs. Okay, so India Japan ties. Let us start our discussion with India Japan relations. Now tell me, how do you what do you know about India and Japan relations? What are the key foundational agreements with respect to India and Japan relations? Okay, so in 1952 India has signed peace and friendship treaty with Japan. From then onwards, we see relations between India and Japan has been strengthening or cementing. We are cementing our relations with Japan day by day. Okay, how Japan is important? What is the history of India's relations with Japan? Why Japan is significant with India? How in the contemporary context? Okay, why India needs Japan? Why Japan needs India? What should be the relations in the present context? In the present context, with the emerging challenges, what should be the direction of India's relation with Japan? So these are the points which we have to discuss. Whenever you discuss relations with any countries, this is how you have to, these are the border points. Point ఏంటి అంటే నీకేం కావాలి, నాకేం కావాలి, మన ఇద్దరికి ఏం కావాలి, అర్థమైందా? మన ఇద్దరు శత్రువులు ఎవరు? ఇప్పుడున్న కంటెక్స్ట్ లో మనకు షార్ట్ టర్మ్ గోల్స్ ఏంటి, లాంగ్ టర్మ్ గోల్స్ ఏంటి? ఇండివిజువల్ ఎలా ఆలోచిస్తారో కంట్రీస్ కూడా అలానే ఆలోచిస్తాయి. నథింగ్ లెస్, నథింగ్ మోర్. ఇన్ దట్ కంటెక్స్ట్ ఓన్లీ యూ హ్యావ్ టు డిస్కస్. అర్థమైంది కదా? బ్రాడర్ థింగ్స్, why India is important for Japan, why Japan is important for India, what the geographical location of India and Japan, does it convey anything? The political system of India and Japan, does it convey anything? The historicity of relations between India and Japan, does it convey anything? Okay, how to look at in the present context, in the contemporary world, where does India and Japan relations lie? What are the multilateral organizations with both India and Japan are part of it? Okay, what are the recent, whenever for the suppose summit happened, when a prime minister, okay, or foreign minister visited, so what are the key agreements which has been signed? Okay, so in the context of Trump, in the context of strains in relation between India and USA, where does and how does Japan help India? Okay, this is all the arguments, these are all the broader ideas, broader issues which you have to have an idea. Okay, So why, see, point enti ante, when you look, Japan Prime Minister, okay, erstwhile Japan Prime Minister emphasized on the concept called Indo-Pacific cooperation, and erstwhile Japan Prime Minister emphasized that both India and Japan are very key nations in promoting peace and stability in Indo-Pacific. And you have to understand that, we'll discuss in our classes in international relations. One of the uniqueness of India is called as an net security provider in Indian Ocean region. What is that? India is called as a net security provider in Indian Ocean region. Means nothing but India would do securitization of trade in Indian Ocean region. Means trade, for suppose any majority of the world trade passes through this Indian Ocean region. In safe passage of this trade, India plays a key role. Indian Navy securitizes the trade. Indian Navy acts like a guard, okay, protects the vessels which are traveling, which are transporting cargo. That is the reason why the China is not afraid of any other countries in Asia. One country which China always presumes, and for that matter, it knows. Okay, it is a fact that if anyone who questions the hegemony of China in Asia, that is India. The reason why China is very much concerned about India is because India acts as a net security provider in Indian Ocean region. This is one of the what you say advantage which India is having. So Japan, what it is says, not only that India's sphere of influence should not only be centered to Indian Ocean region, India's sphere of influence should also expand to Pacific. This was a broader common interest which have been put forward by both India and Japan. So you see this concept of Indo-Pacific, this concept of Indo-Pacific stability was taken birth majorly through bilateral relations between India and Japan. So you can understand the geostrategic significance of India and Japan relations. Okay, so Indo-Pacific peace and Indo-Pacific stability is one of the major founding principles with respect to India and Japan relations. Okay, because as I said, no, India acts as an net security provider in Indian Ocean region. That is the reason why you see all the Indian Ocean countries. When we are talking about Indian Ocean countries, many Indian Ocean countries, like they have collaborated with India. That is the reason why you see Indian Ocean Rim Association, Indian Ocean beams. Okay, so these maritime corporations, many maritime corporations which are surrounding Indian Ocean region and Bay of Bengal region was being led by India, and many Indian Ocean countries accept the capability of Indian Navy in providing security to this region. So that is the reason why you have to understand that India acts as a net security provider. Tomorrow in the mains, they might ask a question linking India's role or the sole responsibility, the sole hegemony of India, the sole power of India to provide security in Indian Ocean region. Because you see the world order has been changing. When you are talking about world order in the context of countries, you have bipolar world order, multipolar world order. But when you look at the power dynamics, I said no, we discussed about world order, power dynamics. When you look at the power dynamics, 19th century, 20th century was a century of West. 21st century is a century of East, or 21st century is a century of Asia. And in Asia, what is that hotspot for development? What is that hotspot of natural resources? What is that hotspot for trade? What is that area which flourishes proper trade? That is Indian Ocean region. And India is at the heart of Indian Ocean region. That is the reason why India's this geographical location do acts as a so much advantage to India's relation. And that is also the reason why you have to understand that always America considers India as a swing state. Okay, American foreign policy always considers India as a swing state is because of this region, because they know the huge potential with respect to Indian Ocean region. Okay, so that is why Indo-Pacific cooperation word is very much important when we are talking about India and Japan relations. Okay, so మాట్లాడుకుంటున్నారు పాపం వాళ్ళేదో. ఓకే, యాక్చువల్లీ ఈ ప్రైమ్ మినిస్టర్ కన్నా యాక్చువల్లీ షింజో అబే, and you know Abenomics, his during his policies with respect to domestic policies for Japan, also international policies, which has been guided by Shinzo Abe. Recently, in last year, I think Shinzo Abe died. So Narendra Modi attended his funeral also. So during this period, Shinzo Abe period, the relation between India has further intensified and further consolidated. Okay, so for that matter, you can say that India has very strong and solid relations. That is the reason why first we have signed global partnership, then we have signed strategic, we have extended it to strategic global partnership. Now we are talking about special strategic global partnership. The relations are further been intensified. Okay, so during the visit to Japan, we will focus on shaping the next phase in our special strategic global partnership. Okay, so this was the statement which is given by our prime minister before visiting that. Okay, and for that matter, the focus of this summit majorly emphasized on semiconductors and artificial intelligence. Okay, sir, when it comes to Japan, what is that which we are very much interested is Japan, whether it might be metro trains. Metro technology has been promoted to India, given to India by Japan. Electric vehicles like Suzuki, these all the electric vehicles are flooding in the market is because of Japanese technology. Many Japanese companies are ready to invest. They are not, for that matter, they are not like foreign portfolio investment, they are proper foreign direct investment, because foreign direct investment emphasizes that investing country also shows some responsibility towards investment. Those are not like volatile investments. Okay, that investments will come with stability, foreign direct investments. And you see technology transfer agreements were happening with Japan. So that is the reason why Japan is also, you can say, like an all-weather friend. Although you cannot, there is an exception to this all-weather friend. When we discuss in our classes, I will discuss when we get more time, not like a proper current affairs. When we discuss international relations, you will understand that in 1974 and in 1998, the relations between Japan and India got strained. Now you can understand why. Nuclear test, when India have done nuclear test in 1974 and 1998, definitely Japan, which is a victim with respect to okay, so which being one of the victim will definitely be concerned about rise of nuclear weapons in the world. So that is the reason why Japan have taken a harsh stand, have imposed some economic strains or constraints, economic sanctions, kind of economic sanctions during 1974 and 1998, but gradually we have tried to convey. And you know, you look at the beauty of India's relations with Japan. See, this level of understanding is needed. I know I'm going very bit fast, but this is current affairs classes. This, okay, we will discuss this step by step in our other classes also. So I know like old students would be appreciating that. Although in 1974, in 1998, our relations have been have seen some hurdles or hindrances, but you know, the beauty of India's and Japan relation, you see, Japan was one of the country which entered into nuclear agreement with India, and India was the first country with which a country like Japan entered into nuclear agreement, although India was not a signatory of NPT. India did not sign NPT, and Japan is entered into nuclear agreement. Means nothing but you can understand the beauty of India's relation by this example. When India have conducted nuclear tests, they criticized. But now you see, with respect to nuclear cooperation also, Japan is cooperating with India in terms of sharing nuclear material and nuclear technology, although India being a NPT. Means nothing but you can understand the foundations of diplomatic relations and the foundation of relations. Definitely it questioned India, but see, the beauty of relationship only can be tested when there is adversities. The relationship, if at all the relationship, when can you say a relationship is strong? When can you say a relationship is strong is when the relationship sees the adversities, overcomes the adversities. Okay, prati okkar husband and wife are okay, nibba nibbis. నిబ్బా నిబ్బిస్ రిలేషన్షిప్ ఎందుకు స్ట్రాంగ్ ఉంది? ఓకే, కొంతమంది ఇంటర్వ్యూలు ఇస్తారు చూడండి సెలబ్రిటీస్, నేను 12th క్లాస్ నుంచి రిలేషన్షిప్ లో ఉన్నానని. 12th క్లాస్ నుంచి రిలేషన్షిప్ నుండి పెళ్లి చేసుకున్నారు అంటే యూ కెన్ అండర్స్టాండ్ ఇన్ దర్ గ్రోత్ ప్రాసెస్ హౌ మచ్ అడ్వర్సిటీస్ దే హ్యావ్ సీన్, బట్ దే ఎండెడ్ ఇన్ మ్యారేజ్. దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ ఈస్ స్ట్రాంగ్ రిలేషన్షిప్. Okay, so if nibba nibbis relationship is also strong, then they will undergo adversities. Okay, రాత్రి తిన్నావా అని అడగలేదు, దాని నుంచి పొద్దున బ్రేకప్ అంటే that is not strong relationship. But here also you see, jokes apart, my argument here is India being questioned for its nuclear test, and that country we convinced. Look at the foundations of Indian success of Indian diplomacy. Okay, we convey to the world, we convey to Japan that our nuclear material, nuclear weapons is not for the whims and fancies of India, it is the necessity of India. When we have conveyed that, then only you see Japan has collaborated with India on all these terms. And for that matter, you know, Japan has initially has formulated a policy called overseas development assistance. Means nothing but for foreign countries for development. As Japan is one of the developed nations, we will be promoting development in the developing countries, and in overseas development assistance, India was the first country to receive grants, loans from overseas, from Japan. And Asian Development Bank, Asian Infrastructure Bank, for suppose when we are talking about Asian Development Bank, which is led by Japan, many funds were being given to developmental projects in India. And when we are talking about Japan, Japan along with India, as I said when I was discussing about Belt Road Initiative, I discussed this point in the class saying that Asia Africa Economic Corridor. What is this Asia Africa Economic Corridor? This was a corridor which is designed, which is being collaborated between India and Japan for the development of countries in Asia and Africa which have been victims of Belt Road Initiative or Depth Trap Initiative or checkbook diplomacy. Belt Road Initiative, what is a major criticism with respect to Belt Road Initiative? Belt Road Initiative is nothing but economic imperialism. Okay, in the pretext of development, in the pretext of promoting connectivity, under this, you see, China is trying to compromise on the sovereignty of these countries. That is the reason why you see now ports in Sri Lanka, ports in Bangladesh, you see these ports have been undertaken or been given for a 99 years lease to China. Means definitely a port of Sri Lanka giving for 100 years lease is definitely, it is nothing but they are trying to trap those countries under the pretext of Belt Road Initiative, under the pretext of infrastructure development. So India and Japan realized that, and they wanted to save these countries from the aggression of dragon. Okay, so China is not white dragon, China is red dragon. So that is the reason why we have to be very careful. Okay, now you understood. So, and for that matter, when we are talking about international institutions also, when we are talking about different international institutions. G4, we talk about G4 grouping. G4 grouping is a grouping of India, Japan, Germany, and Brazil. These are the 4 countries. What are they? India, Japan, Brazil, and Germany. These are the 4 countries. Sorry, India, Brazil, Germany, and Japan. That is what I said, no? Okay, so these 4 countries have, I have said that we are the responsible nations, we are the powerful countries, we have contributing a lot to United Nations, and we are peaceful. Our rise to power is very peaceful. And for that matter, Japan is contributing huge funds to United Nations. India is contributing military to United Nations peacekeeping force. That is the reason why you have to include us in permanent veto nations. And for that matter, these veto nations were given, this veto nations power was given to that country, those countries in the initially, but during that point of time, that was a global order. But the global scenario has been changed, the global scenario has evolved. Under this context, you not expanding this what you say, these veto powers to the other eligible countries are okay, that is not proper. That is the reason why we are demanding for reforms. These 4 countries are demanding for permanent seat in United Nations. Now, when these countries have come together, there are some group of countries saying that okay, eppudaina India proves that this is eligible, Pakistan knows that it is ineligible, but Pakistan want to come and stand in the line. Okay, so if India is asking something not because India is ineligible. India considered it is eligible. India considered not eligible. It is not, eligibility is not the correct word. Let me reframe the statement. India is desirable. Okay, United Nations, to make United Nations a proper, what you say, holistic body, to make it effective, we need the role of India. We need India to be made permanent member. India has proved to the world, whether it might be through during COVID, whether it might be helping those South Asian countries, whether it might be in leading global South countries. India has earned its position. Okay, India have fought hard to earn its position, but you see, United Nations is not recognizing that. Okay, but you see, when India made this much strides technically, economically, globally, militarily also, Pakistan, although it has not made any strides, but Pakistan also want సెక్యూరిటీ మెంబర్షిప్. అండ్ పాకిస్తాన్ అలోన్, ఇప్పుడు పాకిస్తాన్ ఒకటి వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, కొట్టి పంపిస్తారు. అది ఉంటుంది చూడండి, చిన్నపిల్లలు ఏం చేస్తారు అంటే, ఫ్యామిలీ ఫంక్షన్కి వెళ్ళింది అనుకోండి, ఓకే, వాళ్ళందరూ ఆడుకుంటారు, దాంట్లో ఒకరికి తెలివి వస్తుంది అనమాట, ఏమని, ఐస్ క్రీమ్ ఉంది అని, కానీ వీళ్ళు దాచి పెడుతున్నారు మనకి ఇవ్వకుండా అని. ఒక గ్యాంగ్ ఒకటి వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, ఏం చేస్తారంటే కొట్టి పంపిస్తారు. అలా అని వీళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తారంటే గ్యాంగ్ అని తీసుకొని వస్తారు కదా, అట్లాంటప్పుడు వీళ్ళ ఇంపార్టెన్స్ పెరుగుతుంది, వీనికి ఇంపార్టెన్స్ లేదు, కానీ గ్యాంగ్ చూసి వీని ఇంపార్టెన్స్ పెరగడం. సో పాకిస్తాన్ ఆల్సో డూయింగ్ దట్. దెర్ ఇస్ అ గ్రూప్ కాల్డ్ కాఫీ క్లబ్. సో దట్ గ్రూప్ is led by that group includes, not led by, Pakistan, Italy, Spain, South Korea, and so these countries are forming as a coffee club which is opposing G4 members, as if they are giving United Nations. But the point is, if United Nations before announcing only they said that no, you should not give to these 4 countries, but you have to give to us. So this is also we see through different international multilateral forums. India and Japan is also collaborating. Now you understood? Now if you have understood broadly this point, this is just an explanation of this. Okay, India Japan ties. So Modi visited that first annual summit with Japan Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba. Okay, earlier meeting was happened ASEAN and G7, and for that matter, you know, recently Narendra Modi and Japanese Prime Minister has given statements. So Narendra Modi has gave a call for make in India and make for world. Sir, ilanti statements answer lo padali. Okay, you might not be a fan of Narendra Modi, but he is the prime minister, his policies, and do you think that he gave that quote? It is an IAS officers, and evaluate చేసే వాళ్ళు కూడా eligible people ఉంటారు. Okay, means nothing but academicians ఉంటారు. So our paper evaluation, it is not, don't look it as a political statement. అదే చెప్తున్నాను చూడండి, at the end of the day, till we become IAS and IPS officer, we should like every politician. It's not like every politician. Okay, what on this, with the responsibility of government position, whatever statements which we are giving, which they are giving, that is very much important. So Narendra Modi gave a statement called make in India and make for world, and they also emphasize, they both the countries emphasize for the development of ASEAN and Asia. They also emphasize that we have to develop ASEAN regions, we have to develop the ASEAN region, countries and region, and we also have to develop Asia. So now after Japan, Modi will travel to Tianjin. Okay, so India and Japan share one of the oldest annual summit level mechanism, and for that matter, you know that when we look at the relationship between India and Japan, we have ancient links also. Buddhism, which started in India, spread to Japan, and you know, in many movies it has been shown that Indian origin bodhisattvas used to go on a spiritual journey to different countries. Especially they have been to Japan. Many bodhisattvas have inaugurated the famous tourist Buddhist temples. Okay, I am not able to recall those names, but there are 2 or 3 bodhisattvas who from India traveled to Japan to inaugurate famous Buddhist temples. Okay, మన దగ్గర famous religious temples ఉంటాయి చూడండి, those were been inaugurated by పీఠాధిపతులు ఉంటారు చూడండి, అలా. సో Indian bodhisattvas, Indian origin bodhisattvas went to Japan and inaugurated many temples, famous temples. Okay, and for that matter, you know, Rabindranath. Okay, Rabindranath have given many speeches, visited Japan. Swami Vivekananda speeches were have attracted large crowds. So India have religious connections, ancient or historically. India have religious connections, religious ties, we have spiritual ties also. So that is the reason why this relation is at most important, and their ties were elevated progressively. As I said, no, first we have global partnership, then we have strategic global partnership, then we have special strategic and global partnership. Okay, it is nothing but consolidation of relation, intensification of ties. Okay, between, as I said, no, Shinzo Abe. Okay, Shinzo Abe and Narendra Modi relations has solidified our relations with Japan. Okay, recently we have signed many defense agreements also. Go through these defense agreements, very factual. Now, why with respect to foreign direct investment, Japan is the 5th largest investor, okay, in India, an emerging focus. Now what Narendra Modi and the Prime Minister of Japan also emphasized that we will be collaborating on artificial intelligence, we will be collaborating on semiconductors. And you know, did I ever discuss in our classes with respect to promoting digital public infrastructure? What is digital public infrastructure? What is digital public infrastructure? This is so much in the news, and Japan has promised to India that we will be promoting digital public infrastructure. What do you understand by digital public infrastructure? Digital public infrastructure is nothing but the infrastructure which is used to promote e-governance, the infrastructure which is promoting digital inclusiveness, banks, digitalization of banks, digital public infrastructure is also like linking Aadhaar card. Okay, now we are talking about DigiLockers. All these things are digital public infrastructure. But you know, when you want to go for digitalization is not a one-day scenario. We need advanced infrastructure to be promoted. So Japan has promised that in India, as you are on the path of promoting digital public infrastructure, Japan will be collaborating, Japan will be funding towards digital public infrastructure. So digital public infrastructure is very much important. Okay. Next. So, emerging focus, upcoming initiative, launch of economic security initiatives, investment target raised from 5 trillion yen. So we are making it to 7 to 10 trillion. Okay. Next, 138th Constitutional Amendment Bill. Quickly, let me know what do you understand by 138th Constitutional Amendment Bill and all. Inka. Okay. The bills for ministerial removal on criminal charges referred to Joint Parliamentary Committee. Okay. Recently, Union government introduced 3 bills to address the gap in existing legal framework regarding the tenure of elected officials facing serious criminal charges. So the point is, sir, the issue is very simple. Okay. In this, what you have to know, although it is bill, we have seen instances where UPSC has asked, okay, where UPSC has asked questions, when UPSC has asked questions, although the bill did not become an act, then also they asked a question. So if the bill is very, it has good content with respect to classes, with respect to UPSC syllabus, we have to be prepared. And for that matter, you know, recently in GS1, first question in 2025 GS1 question is about Representation of People Act failing to reduce criminals in politics. So criminalization of elections and all. In that context, they have given question. So this is always very important topic. Now, so the point here is, the bill is saying that 138 Constitutional Amendment Bill is saying that if at all a person is facing criminal charges, okay, and being imposed a punishment of more than 5 years, 5 years or more than 5 years, and if at all he is being put under what you say, where is that provisions? If at all he is being put under custody for more than preventive detention, okay, is put on detention for more than 30 days, also then he will be removing, he will not have the, he would not continue his ministry, okay, he will not continue being the public representative. Okay, anyways, that is the overall context. So the bills include, further to bring the changes, we have introduced 3 bills, because Jammu and Kashmir and Union Territories we have to pass separately. So one is 130th Amendment Bill, Government of Union Territories Amendment Bill, Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Bill. So Government of Union Territories, we are talking about Delhi and Pondicherry, Jammu and Kashmir reorganization. So to provide a legal framework for ministerial remote to uphold why we are doing is this, because see, at the end of the day, the persons whom we are talking under this bill is a legislatures who would legislate, and a person who is being arrested under criminal charges cannot legislate. Okay, it will impact, it will affect the morality of the constitution, and it will affect the principles of good governance, okay, and protect constitutional trust posed by people. Okay, definitely, for suppose if at all, already we are seeing this ARC, FDR, okay, PRS, many reports, Okay, PRS is like there is a body which acts as an NGO which creates awareness. Okay, progressive reforms system, I think, and Federation for Democratic Rights. FDR is led by JP. Okay, Prakash. So these people have acting acting as a medium to create awareness to the people with respect to rising criminals. Or further matter, many government also released the reports. Many institutions have released report about the charges with respect to politicians. What are the criminal charges which are being faced by politicians? And that is the reason why Election Commission also in this election affidavit, okay, apart from property, apart from assets, okay, they will also highlight the criminal charges. This is nothing but to create awareness about the people. Now the point here is, we are saying politician has criminal charges, but we are stopping there. This bill is taking the fight further by saying that not only we are going to highlight the people who are having criminal charges, but we will remove them from the power. That is the reason why this bill is so landmark. Now, when we look at this, if we are talking about the on the periphery, when you look at this looks as one of the most effective tool to address criminalization, to make Indian elections free from criminal influence or muzzle power, for that matter. But the point here is, if at all it is implemented effectively, first of all, if at all it is implemented impartially. Otherwise, this would be a tool in the hands of government to suppress federalism, okay, to suppress opposition political party, and it will this becomes a tool. See, this is a tool we are implementing it to make democracy more democratized by reducing criminals participation. But if at all we want to make our democracy more democratized, means nothing but if at all through this constitutional amendment bill, if at all democracy is being strengthened, it's okay, it is good, it is most welcome. But because of this bill, if democracy principles is threatened, there is a threat of democratic principles being threatened. For suppose there is a politician, okay, as government has the power. Sometimes what happens is, false allegations may be raised against him, and then they might impose punishment, and that to lead that false allegation, or because of what you say political pressure, or because of political blackmailing, all these things lead to making opposition parties ineffective in questioning government. That can also happen. You understand my point? When we are talking about a tool in the hands of government, that every tool, every power in the hands of the government have to be used impartially. For suppose, perfect example is, now we have an institution like Enforcement Directorate. Now you see the way how Enforcement Directorate is targeting opposition leaders. Whenever an opposition leader is criticizing the government, when he is emerging most popular, you see ED raids happens against them. And why do you never see ED raids happening against own political party members, but you only see ED raids against opposition? So this is what is the challenge. Okay, that is what you have to understand. ఏది ఆటోమేటిక్ డిఫాల్ట్ అవుతుంది చూడండి, I'll tell you. Okay, so removals of ministers. అవును, మీకు ఇక్కడ పాయింట్ ఏంటంటే రీఎలెక్ట్ కాదు, రీఅపాయింట్మెంట్. అంటే ఐఎమ్ ఏ మినిస్టర్, ఓకే, ఏ మినిస్టర్ ఈస్ అరెస్టెడ్ అండ్ డిటైన్డ్ ఫర్ 30 days Okay. When can be removed this? Or for suppose if at all a minister is, I'll wait for this, I'll discuss. So in the provisions in the Mali, all the step by step we will be discussing such that everyone will be coming along with us. Okay. So first of all, what are the salient features of 138th Act? This 138th Amendment Bill is proposing amendments in three. What are the three changes? One is Article 75, provisions related to Union Council of Ministers. Because here we are talking about removal. Article 75 will be talking about qualifications, removal, all these things. So 164, provisions relating to State Council of Ministers. And 239 AA, special power provisions with respect to National Capital Territory for Delhi. So as I said, no, we are under 138th Constitutional Amendment Bill. We are trying to bring this bill is talking about three parts. One is what is that? 138th Constitutional Amendment Bill 2025, Government of Union Territories Amendment Bill 2025, because we have to implement different. When we want to bring this change has to be reflected in Union Territories. This change have to be reflected in with respect to Union Government and State Government, and this change has also have to be reflected in Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Act. That's the thing. So what are the articles which we are going to be impacted? Okay, so removal of ministers. When can you remove a minister under this? A minister is arrested and detained for 30 days. Okay, means nothing but now on the 31st day, okay, he will be automatically removed. You understand my point? So either president can remove, okay, either prime minister will, if at all there is a minister, defense minister has been detained for 30 days. On the 31st day, prime minister will recommend to president to remove. Okay, that we will be discussing. Recommendation initiation. The process for removal resignation must begin by the 31st day. Okay, either if at all he resigns or if at all he doesn't resign on the 31st day, then automatically prime minister will ask president to remove him. Prime minister CM action. Prime minister can resign, okay, or automatically removed after 31 days. Means nothing but he have to resign, or if at all a prime minister of India is charged under detention, okay, if it crosses 31 day, okay, 31st day, then he will be automatically removed after 31 days. Next, if no action is taken, the minister automatically ceases to hold the office by default. Also, if at all prime minister removes or prime minister asks the president to remove, but if at all the timeline has been crossed, then it is automatic by default settings unta chudandi. Like, you know, when you are making a Netflix payments, okay, every month auto payment. So that is what. So if no action is taken, the minister automatically ceases to hold the office. Reappointment. The minister can be reappointment upon release from the custody. Means nothing but after his release. Okay. If his detention has been continuing, he will not be a minister. He will be removed. But he can be reappointed. Okay. You no need to go again. He need not to go. If at all he is having the tenure. Okay. He need not go for elections. He can be reappointed. So these are the provisions. Okay, what are the implications for governance? The reason why we are including this 138th constitutional amendment, just now I have discussed this, to uphold constitutional morality, to promote public trust, and also it is a measure of good governance. See, when can you say that we are promoting good governance is when a people who has been bestowed with responsibility, that person should be a good candidate and people should trust him. Now, giving it is saying like dongake inti talalu icheladam. We don't want that to happen. Okay, bridging the legal gap. Now, what are the concerns with respect to this? You have to understand carefully. Okay, it might become a, as I said, no, although the intention, the provisions of this constitutional amendment bill has good heart, but the point here is whether its implementation might be misused. Okay, how it can be misused, just now I have discussed. Okay, to take to suppress opposition leaders by false cases, by false charges, by illegal detention. Okay, that might happen. Okay, state might go to an extent to do that. That is the reason why these provisions might lead to political weaponization, and it might be a threat to federalism. Or suppose now, imagine, we know that KCR led Telangana agitation. You know, Telangana agitation, when you look at it, there are two sides, but one thing is clear, that he fought for Telangana aspirations. Okay, that is there. Telangana aspirations were not fulfilled, he fought for it. In democracy, everyone have the right to fight for your aspirations, there is no wrong. But if at all he is fighting for an aspiration, fulfilling the aspirations of Telangana, central government might impose a criminal charges on him. Okay, by misleading Telangana people, or when such movement happens at a large scale. Sometimes now and there you see, okay, in India, what we see, what is the unfortunate thing? Okay, I feel that RTC buses of every government will be used as a mechanism. Like RTC buses will be used as a, what you say, punching bags. నీకేమైనా కోపం వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, you go and hit punching bags, no, to reduce your anger. So the punching bags for every people, in every state, against for what you say, aggressive people. Okay, people who want to show their anger on government, what they will be doing is the punching bag will be ready. నాకు తెలిసి కొన్నిసార్లు గవర్నమెంటే పెడుతుంది, 2-3 పెట్టండి, కాల్ చేసిన తర్వాత జనాలు ప్రశాంతంగా ఫీల్ అవుతారు అని. ఓకే, సో దట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్ వై యూ సీ ఇలాంటి అన్ఫోర్సీన్ ఈవెంట్స్ జరుగుతాయి when a movement happens. For that, he might be charged. A leader might be charged for the unforeseen events during movements. So that is how we see it might be a threat to federalism, because regional aspirations, until and unless in a democracy, until and unless you don't raise your voice, the reason why we have elected representatives is our voice should be heard. Democracy is, parliament is a voice of people. Parliament is promoting voice of people. Now when people is raising their voice, central government might, now there is a chief minister, he is fighting for the right, he is a chief minister, he is not a politician, he is a chief minister, he is fighting for the rights of people of Telangana. For suppose there is a water sharing agreement, okay, because of water sharing. Now this chief minister feels that his state is been neglected. Then when he is raising voice, he is protesting. Now don't you think central government, when they are not able to suppress him, they might use political angle to threaten him? That is the reason why it is a threat to federalism. Weak states leaders autonomy. Okay, presumption of innocence. Okay, violates natural justice principles. What is this? This is very much important. Presumption of innocence. What do you understand by presumption of violence? Presumption of innocence. According to principles of natural justice, you know, a person is not guilty until proved. But you know, here detention means as a safety you are detaining. You have not proved a charges against him. The trial has not been finished. But when you are saying that a person, even a chief minister, is been detained for more than 1 month, you are saying that he have to be removed from the power. So here principle of natural justice is someone should be proved guilty. Until proved guilty, he is innocent. But here, without proving his actions, without proving him, uh, without proving his charges, without the finishing of trial, this is happening, means this removal is happening, then this definitely goes against the principle of natural justice. Okay, political misuse of agencies. You see, ED, or suppose there is a chief minister who is working effectively and he is not from the central government, ED will be targeting him. Okay, central government, because central government, ED is a central government agency. On the same line, CBI, there are so many, CVC, CBI. So that is the reason why this 138 constitutional amendment bill is very much important. Now you understood what are the provisions. So what are the provisions, what are the challenges? Okay, now is your question answered? That is why. See, that is the reason why I did not. In the conduct, see, before not discussing, if you ask, then the debate will lead to something else. So let the debate be let the topic be finished. Then if you have any doubts, do you have any doubts? ఎందుకు కౌన్సిల్ ఆఫ్ మినిస్టర్స్ ఉంటారు కదా, అండ్ ఫర్ దట్ మ్యాటర్ అవును సార్. సార్ చెప్తున్నాను చూడండి సార్, యాక్చువల్లీ ఏంది అంటే, లుక్ ఎట్ ద పాస్ట్. ఇది యూట్యూబ్ లో పోతుంది కాబట్టి నేను కొంచెం రిస్ట్రిక్ట్ చేస్తున్నాను. డోంట్ యూ సీ మెనీ చీఫ్ మినిస్టర్స్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా వేర్ లివింగ్ ఇన్ their palaces? They don't come out of that palaces, they don't come out of that farmhouses, they don't come out of their luxury homes, they go for holidays. Okay, during that point of time, actually when you look at the state, the actual functioning of the state happens through bureaucracy. Okay, that is what no, what you said is correct, I'm not denying it, but we see in India this functioning was happening. Definitely what you said is correct. If at all you are detaining it, for that matter, forget about chief minister. Here we have prime minister. Okay, when they are out of power or during detention, definitely it will be affecting the machinery. Okay, so but there is default mechanism where in absence they will be making someone as not or not officially as a chief minister or officially as a minister, proxyga they used to work, they would work. And for that matter, when under president's rule, when president's rule is implemented, chief secretary of the state will gain superpowers, supreme powers, and then he will be managing under the guidance of central government. And for that matter, when during let me tell you, when Andhra Pradesh was under president's rule, okay, when PV Narasimha Rao was resigned, after that, when Andhra Pradesh state was under president's rule, central government appointed some secretaries, and these two people used to manage. How long is depends on the situation. And in some states this process continued for months. And also that is what I'm, sir, that is what is the debate here. మీకు అర్థమైందా? ఇక్కడ ప్రాబ్లమే అది. Criminal people who are facing criminal charges are being rulers. Okay, we want to reduce this criminalization of politics. That is why it is being brought. ఆ బిల్స్ అందరిని ఎందుకు తీసేస్తారు సార్? సార్ సి పాయింట్ ఏంటి అంటే 70% క్రిమినల్ చార్జెస్ ఉన్నాయి. ఎవ్రీవన్ ఈస్ నాట్ చార్జ్డ్ మోర్ దెన్ 5 years. ఇక్కడ బిల్ ఏంటి? Did I not discuss this provision? Like జూమ్ చేయాలా? ఓకే, యాక్చువల్లీ ఆ ప్రొవిజన్ చూపిస్తాను. which is punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 5 years or more. We have clearly said that if at all someone is arrested for 5 years or more. అవును సార్, కొంతమంది ఉన్నారు వాళ్ళని తీయడానికే కదా. అవును, బట్ ఇన్ కస్టడీ దే వోంట్ హ్యావ్ ద పవర్, రైట్? దాని గురించే ఇప్పుడు స్టాండింగ్ కమిటీకి నేను అదే చెప్తున్నాను చూడండి. సి మీకు ఒకటి చెప్తాను చూడండి, వన్ సెక్ మీకు ఒకటి చెప్తాను చూడండి. యాక్చువల్లీ గవర్నమెంట్ విల్ బి, law minister will be posting it in the website, government website lo, and it will be asking people's opinion. We can give. Here we are not yet discussing the act. If at all it is an act, we will discuss. The point why it is being discussed is, నేను చెప్తున్నాను చూడండి, నా క్లాస్ అయిపోయినాక కూడా, సార్ why did you not discuss this? Okay, this is in the news, this is in the news, this is being debated. Our discussion will be definitely be updated when act has been formed and necessary changes. What did I say in the news? What did I say? This has been referred to joint parliamentary committee. Okay, now joint parliamentary committee would also give some suggestions. Accordingly, some changes would be made. Okay, that is what. Any doubts? Okay, good that you are discussing finally. Okay, and see point ఏంటి అంటే చెప్తున్నాను చూడండి, ఇదంతా ఎప్పటి వరకు ఉంటుంది తెలుసా? ఈ ఫైర్ ఉంటుంది చూడండి, పొలిటీషియన్స్ ఆర్ క్రిమినల్స్, వాళ్ళు ఉండొద్దు, ఇవన్నీ ఫైర్ ఎప్పుడు ఉంటుంది అంటే అంటిల్ అన్లెస్ వి బికమ్ ఐఏఎస్ ఆఫీసర్స్, అప్పటి వరకు ఉంటుంది. ఆఫ్టర్ బికమింగ్ ఐఏఎస్ ఆఫీసర్స్ వి వాంట్ దెమ్, వి వాంట్ టు ఇంటరాక్ట్ విత్ దెమ్. ఓకే, సో వాళ్ళే కావాలి మనకు, మన ఫ్రెండ్స్ అంతా వాళ్ళే ఉంటారు. యా అవును, లాలూ ప్రసాద్, దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ లాలూ ప్రసాద్ ని ఫాడర్ స్కామ్ లో, ఫాడర్ స్కామ్ అంటే ఏంటి? ద ఫాడర్ విచ్ animals eat, in that fodder scam, in that also there was a scam, and he was charged, he was convicted. That is the reason why he was removed, and his wife took powers, his children took powers. అదే చెప్తున్నాను చూడండి, ఈ 5 years all these things is the bill. The problem here is, when we are talking about the 5 years is also, there is some legality to that. In India, when we talk about legal system, okay, criminal code, so getting punished under criminal charges has certain provisions. On these charges you will be punished for 1 year, under these charges you will be punished for 2 years. Here why we are talking about 5 years? Don't look 5 years as a term. Here the purpose of the bill is, they think that if someone is charged with 5 years, means nothing but the intensity of the crime is what is being reflected in the terms of years. Okay, and then they are saying that these people definitely should not be continued. Okay, anything else? No. Chalo, promotion and regulation of online gaming bill, ఇది వస్తే మంచిగా ఉంటుంది. అండ్ ఇంకొకటి ఏంటంటే, మన అకాడమీ కూడా అదేంటి అంటే, క్లాస్ లో ఫోన్ వాడొద్దు, క్లాస్ లో ఫోన్లు చూడొద్దు అని చెయ్యాలి. అండ్ ఐ థింక్ అంటే ఇప్పుడు నేను ఎప్పుడు పట్టుకోలేదు, కానీ చాలా వరకు ఏం చేస్తారంటే స్టూడెంట్స్ చెప్తారనమాట, క్లాస్ అయిపోయినాక, సార్ వాడు క్లాస్ లో కూర్చొని పబ్జీ ఆడుతున్నాడు సార్. ఓకే, సో ఇక్కడ కాదు అంటే స్కూల్ మన ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్స్, కోచింగ్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ లో అంత రెస్పాన్సిబుల్ ఉన్నారు. ఉంటే ఇక పాయింట్ ఏంది అంటే, వాంతో దూరంగా ఉండాలి. ఓకే, వాడు చదివేటోడు కాదు. ఓకే, అమ్మాయి అయినా అబ్బాయి అయినా అందరు ఉన్నారు. ఓకే, దొంగలు బోత్ జెండర్స్ లో ఉన్నారు. నా మెచ్చుకునేటప్పుడు ఇద్దరు జెండర్ని మెచ్చుకోవాలి, తిట్టేటప్పుడు ఇద్దరు జెండర్స్ తిట్టాలి. సో అట్లాంటి వాళ్ళు బోత్ జెండర్స్ లో ఉన్నారు. పాయింట్ ఏంటి అంటే, ఈ పబ్జీలు ఇవన్నీ ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటి అంటే, పబ్జీ దీస్ థింగ్స్ ఆర్ ఓకే, బట్ ద ప్రాబ్లమ్ హియర్ ఇస్ దిస్ ఆన్లైన్ మొబైల్ ఫోన్స్ ఆర్ బెట్టింగ్ గేమ్స్, గ్యాంబ్లింగ్, బెట్టింగ్ is becoming one of the major addiction, and it is leading to major social problems. Okay, మొన్న last year, I guess, there was a student of 17 years old in PUBG competition. 17 lakhs he lost. Many people, and for that matter, everyone will be having a known person who have done illegal gambling and betting. Danvalla they lost life. Everyone will be knowing a person who lost life. It is not career who lost a life. Okay, I know my students, I know my nearest family members who became victim of that. That is the reason why government is trying to address. But here also, it is not always black and white. There are some gray areas also. Okay, so should we ban this online gaming altogether? The debate here arises is, should we ban it completely? Should we regulate it? Okay, how to go about? Okay, so let us look at promotion and regulation. చెస్ పెట్టకుండా పబ్జి పెడితే బాగుండు అని. ఓకే, అదే చేద్దాం. నెక్స్ట్ అది కూడా ఉంటది. ఓకే, ద ప్రమోషన్ అండ్ రెగ్యులేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఆన్లైన్ గేమింగ్ బిల్ 2025. దిస్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో బిల్. ఓకే, బట్ ప్రమోషన్ అండ్ రెగ్యులేషన్ ఆఫ్ సాటిస్ఫైడ్, హ్యాపీ. ఓకే, చెస్ దగ్గర ఫీల్ అయినాను. ఓకే, ఇక్కడ సాటిస్ఫై అయినాను. ఓకే, ప్రమోషన్ అండ్ రెగ్యులేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఆన్లైన్ గేమింగ్ బిల్ 2025 passed in Lok Sabha. It is passed in Lok Sabha. So, sir, this bill, these two articles are very much important. Try to understand. I'll explain this. మనం జనరల్ గా మనీ బిల్ అయితే మీకు పాలిటీలో కొంచెం బేసిక్స్, if you don't know basics also, let me tell you. Article 110 of Indian Constitution is talking about money bill, and money bill has to be introduced only in Lok Sabha, and money bill has to be recommended by president. Then only it can be introduced. If president recommends, then only it will be introduced. Okay, so these are the certain special provisions with respect to money bill. Now, this online gaming app is talking, it is talking about article called 117, and this has certain connectivity with money bill. What is that connectivity is? Listen carefully. The bill has been introduced in the House with the due recommendation of the President under Article 1171 and 1173 of the Constitution of India. Okay, money bill is talking about Article 1110. Now, what is this Article 117 subclause 1 and Article 117 subclause 3? Article 117 subclause has the provisions which is linked with money bill, not exactly like money bill. Some features, see, covers matters in addition to other legislative powers related to Article 110. Okay, so covers some matters which related with money bill. Okay, that is the reason why Article 117 subclause 1, which requires president's recommendation. As I said, no, money bill, if at all it have to be introduced, it needs recommendation of president. So that is the reason why 117 subclause 1 need the recommendation of president. And if as I said, no, money bill can only be introduced in Lok Sabha. Here you are saying that 117 has some aspects with respect to money bill. That is the reason why this will be only introduced in Lok Sabha. Now, Article 117 subclause 3 has some provisions with respect to Consolidated Fund of India. Okay, but these don't have direct relations with provisions with respect to money bill. That is the reason why it can be introduced in either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. These are the two articles. These are the major political dimension. Question వస్తే దీంట్లోకి వెళ్ళి ఇక్కడ నుంచి వస్తుంది. Okay, what is the difference between Article 117 subclause 1 and Article 117 subclause 3? How Article 117 subclause 1 is related with Article 110? Or okay, and is Article 117 subclause 1 is related with Consolidated Fund of India, or Article 117 subclause 3 is related with Consolidated Fund of India? Okay, that those are the provisions which you have to understand. But money online gaming app, Okay, when we are talking about ban, promotion, and see, it is not ban. Chala mandi emantunnaru ante, when the bill was discussed, and many news channels is also saying that online gaming app is banned, online online games are being banned, online games. It is nothing. Look at the provisions. Promotion and regulation means nothing but under this, listen carefully, chala important, under this bill, or under what are the provisions which are included in this bill? This bill is saying that we are going to promote esports. There are some sports, electronic sports. Okay, ఇప్పుడు coming to his point, sir, చెస్ ఎందుకు పెట్టాను అంటే ఈ రీజన్. అవును, అదే చెప్పాను చూడండి. పాయింట్ ఏంటి అంటే ఇక్కడ టు క్లియర్ దిస్ నోషన్, ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ బ్యానింగ్ కంప్లీట్ ఆన్లైన్ గేమ్స్, we are regulating those games. Okay, we are promoting those games which will promote skills. We are banning only those games which involves online gambling and betting. Gambling చేయడము, betting we total గా ban చేసాం, but online sports we did not ban. Now we understood why chess, and why chess in the first side and why this in the second slide. Okay, so anyways, although that point ఏంటి అంటే here promotion and regulation, please be careful that under this what we are going to do is we are going to promote some online games. Okay, esports are being promoted, and for that matter, you know, in 2022 Asian Games, Commonwealth Games జరిగినప్పుడు, you know, in that Asian Games and Commonwealth Games, India has gave medals, means nothing but we have included esports, and we have given medals also, gold medal, silver medal. Now why will we ban esports which is promoting skills? We are not promoting entire online games. Okay, we are only banning, what we are doing is gambling and betting, poker, rummy, ilanti gambling, okay, betting, alantivi ban cheyadam. Okay, what are that, what is the difference, you will understand in the few minutes. Till now what we have discussed, have you understood? Okay. ఒక్క నిమిషం అయిపోయినాక మీకు డిఫరెన్స్ అర్థమవుతుంది. ఎందుకంటే సి దెర్ ఇస్ వాట్ యు సే, ఐ హ్యావ్ టు ఫస్ట్ కన్వే టు యూ, సి why this act was so much debated. Let me tell you, still we are in the, let me give you brief introduction so that things will be more clear. In this process of what you say regulating these online games, we are yet to decode, we are unable to decode that there is no, we are not able to draw a line between which games are promoting skills, which game are not promoting skills. And for that matter, this is one thing, and second thing is, when we are talking about this gaming app, this gaming app is one of the sunrise industry in the India. What is sunrise industry? A new industry, a new sector which is booming like anything. And okay, so this is a sunrise industry, and for any country, all what we need is sunrise industries. Okay, now the point here is how to regulate the sunrise industry such that its growth should not be hampered. But victims, there are some people who are becoming victims of this, how to manage. That is the reason why I said that it is promotion and regulation. Okay, is it clear? Now the promotion and regulation of online gaming bill 2025. What is prohibited, what type of games is been prohibited? Chudandi, all online money games means which involve betting and gambling. A complete ban any game involving monetary stakes or winning, regardless of whether it is skill or and leads to imprisonment. Okay, also ban all advertisements, promotions and financial transactions via banks or payments. We are banning linking of that. And as you now you see there are some games like online rummy, online poker. Definitely this online poker is related with money. In poker, when you get flush, as you are playing with computer will say no, other player won royal flush. కొంచెం ఐడియా ఉందా? ఓకే, ఐడియా లేనప్పుడు వదిలేదు, మంచి పిల్లలు మీరు. ఓకే, సో ఓకే, సో పాయింట్ ఏంటి అంటే ద గేమ్స్ విచ్ ఆర్ రిలేటెడ్ విత్ విన్నింగ్ and all these things, so that we are banning. Although it is trying to promote, is saying that no, the reason why we are doing is we are promoting what you say skills, still it is been banned. What is promoted? Esports. As I said, no, esports is what we are trying to be promoted, recognized as a legitimate sport. Government will support training. Government is also promoting training and academics. Okay, and social and educational games, puzzles untai, online puzzles untai. Okay, the games which I like to play. A framework will be created for creation and skill development. For that, in this online promotion and regulation, we are going to create national body. Okay, a new national level body be established. A new national level body will be established. Okay, strict penalties, offering money games up to 3 years jail. Okay, or 1 crore penalty. So what are the categories of online games? Now you see, read this: esports, social gaming, real money games. Now by reading this, you will understand that the government is trying to ban real money games. Majorly what government is trying to do? Government is trying to ban real money games. Okay, esports and enti recognized under National Sports Governance Act 2025. We have included some esports, includes competitive digital game, like hackathon and chestaru chudandi. Okay, those hackathon like GTA, Call of Duty, that is being promoted. Okay, because they say that it will be promoting skills. Social gaming, and in fact నేను చెప్తానంటే అవి కూడా బ్యాన్ చేయాలి. ఓకే, లేకపోతే అట్లీస్ట్ అవి ఏం చేయాలంటే స్కూల్ పిల్లలకు బ్యాన్ చేయాలి. And altogether banning is might not be needed with respect to Call of Duty. Me Game of Thrones and vinnara, sorry, Game of Thrones kaadu, Age of Empires, World of Warcraft. Okay, institutions lo, higher institutions lo, in my college, when I'm studying in Jodhpur, our college used to ban these games. At least ఆ బ్యాన్ అయినా చేయాలి. ఎందుకంటే I have seen my friends used to, from morning till night, except to sleep, they will be in front of a computer playing these games. ఓకే, చాలా మంది ఉన్నారు, చాలా మంది ఫ్రెండ్స్ మీరు అబ్జర్వ్ చేసి ఉంటారు. సో అవి కూడా యాక్చువల్ గా ఏంటంటే నేషనల్ లెవెల్ బ్యాన్ చేయకపోయినా ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్ లెవెల్లో బ్యాన్ చేయాలి, అంటే VPN చేంజ్ చేసి. ఓకే, సో నౌ యూ అండర్స్టూడ్ వాట్ ఈస్ బీన్ బ్యాన్. We have banned real money games which has been promoting online gambling and online betting. See, the problem is recently United Nations special agency which works on drugs and crime has released a report saying that in the world, online betting and online gambling all over the world, online betting and online gambling, the amount which is involved is around $350 billion. Okay, it is $350 billion all over the world. When we are talking about gaming industry, if you promote gaming industry by 2027 or 2028, we will at least to a maximum we will generate $10 billion. $10 billion, $350 billion. You can understand that problem is not with gaming, problem is not with online gaming, problem is with online games which is centered around money. And you see that organization, United Nations, I did not include this in the newspaper, in the newspaper they try to highlight that with respect to drug abuse, the terrorists or drugs are being drug lords are being sending drugs through this money laundering mechanism, through online betting, gambling, whatever money they are generating. We talked about money laundering. here they also highlighted this money laundering through these apps, through this betting, through these online sites. Okay, that is the reason why this is very major threat. Definitely we have to regulate, but altogether banning is one what we have to see. But altogether banning online betting and gambling games is very needed. అవునవును that is the reason why I said no before in the initial only introduction. What did I say? What did I say? It is a sunrise industry. Gaming industry is a sunrise industry. It is a new industry. What is the characteristics of a sunrise industry or sunrise sector? Is a sector which is growing, which is very new, and which is growing at a high pace. That is sunrise industry. Gaming industry is a new industry, and this is growing at an exorbitant rate. But growing gaming industry is not the problem. Definitely it is there, but don't you think we need to regulate it? And for that matter, don't you think we have to regulate artificial intelligence? Although artificial intelligence is helping us, artificial intelligence is making our life easy, artificial intelligence is making our life easy, but doesn't mean that artificial intelligence has ill effects. They have to be regulated. Everything have to be regulated. That is what I'm trying to say. Ban, regulation, promotion. Okay, ban altogether those games which are promoting online betting and gambling. Regulate these online games. Make sure that does it promote responsibility? Is it promoting skills? Are the people using it responsibly? Okay, and you see అదేంటి ఇంతకుముందు పబ్జి ఏదో గేమ్ లో ఏవో చైనీస్ కంపెనీ కాకుండా ఇది ఉంటుంది చూడండి సార్, ఇంతకుముందు రోడ్ల మీద తిరుక్కుంటూ అవి ఎతుక్కొని దొరకవాలి. పోకెమాన్ గో. ఆ పోకెమాన్ గో రోడ్డు మీద హైవే మీద ఫోన్ పట్టుకొని పోతున్నారు, చనిపోతున్నారు. నో, డోంట్ యూ థింక్ వీ షుడ్ నాట్ రెగ్యులేట్ దట్? వాట్ ఈస్ స్కిల్ సెట్ హియర్? యు ఆర్ మేకింగ్ దెమ్ స్లేవ్స్ ఆఫ్ ఫోన్. దట్ షుడ్ బి రెగ్యులేటెడ్. దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ ban, regulation, promotion. Promote those games which will be like social games, environmental games. You can promote. Government is promoting them. అవును, వాళ్ళు ఆల్రెడీ ఛాలెంజ్ చేశారు. బట్ పాయింట్ ఏంటి అంటే, డోంట్ యూ థింక్ కోర్ట్స్ విల్ నాట్ లుక్ ఇన్ టు ద మెరిట్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ ఇష్యూ? See, now the point here is మూవీ పైరసీ. నేను ఒప్పుకుంటాను, మూవీ పైరసీ ఇదంతా ఏమవుతుంది అంటే, యాక్చువల్లీ ఏంటి అంటే మూవీ పైరసీ మీరు అన్నారు చూడండి, గవర్నమెంట్ స్ట్రిక్ట్ గా చేయాలి అనుకుంటే ఇట్ కెన్ హ్యాపెన్. అండ్ ఫర్ దట్ మ్యాటర్, యు నో, ఇన్ యుఎస్ఏ యూ కెన్ నాట్ ఈ మెనీ సైట్స్ ఆర్ బ్యాండ్. ఇఫ్ అట్ ఆల్ మీరేమన్నా కొన్ని సైట్స్ విచ్ ఆర్ బ్యాండ్ ఓపెన్ చేస్తే ఇమీడియట్ గా మీ ఇంటికి పోలీసులు వస్తారు. ఓకే, sites which are banned. I'm not talking about adult websites. I'm talking about those sites. Movies ఏ చూడొచ్చు, కొన్ని లింక్స్ లో ఓపెన్ చేసి డౌన్లోడ్ చేయొద్దు, చూడొద్దు. సో అలాంటి సైట్స్ నుంచి ఇఫ్ అట్ ఆల్ యు ఆర్ లింకింగ్, దెన్ పోలీస్ విల్ ఎంటర్, విల్ స్టాండ్ ఇన్ ఫ్రంట్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ డోర్. దట్ ఈస్ వాట్. టెక్నికాలిటీస్ అవసరం లేదు. యూ వాంట్ టు డూ దట్. ఇక్కడ పాయింట్ ఏంటి అంటే, వీళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తారు అంటే, అవర్ ఈజ్ ఎ సపరేట్ ఇండస్ట్రీ, మాది ఫ్రీ, వీఆర్ ఫ్రీ మార్కెట్. అట్లా ఇప్పుడు చూడండి, అందుంచనే కదా మూవీలో రైట్ టు ఫ్రీడమ్ అని ఏ మూవీ అంటే ఆ మూవీ తీస్తున్నారు. అట్లా అని ప్రతి ఒక్క యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్ ఉన్నాడు అలా ప్రతి ఒక్కరు ఏం చెప్తున్నా అంటే, రైట్ టు ఫ్రీడమ్ రివ్యూ. నేను 200 రూపాయలు పెట్టి సినిమా చూసిన, నా ఇష్టం, నేను రివ్యూ ఇస్తా. ఇప్పుడు నౌ దే ఆర్ గెటింగ్ ద పెయిన్. ఓకే, దే ఆర్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ దట్ షుడ్ హ్యాపెన్. See, when you can take right to freedom as a context and say you can make any type of movie. Now, the point here is, I paid money. Don't you think I paid 350 rupees? పనికిమాలిన మూవీకి 350 రూపాయలు కట్టినా నేను. ఓకే, నా కోపం ఉంది, నేను యూట్యూబ్ లో పెట్టి సినిమా గలీజ్గా ఉంది అని చెప్పిన, నా తప్పేముంది? Okay, so yes, the point here is if government want to regulate it, government should do it, and that should be see, piracy in any context, I know I never encourage piracy. I am not using the word piracy here, I'm talking reviews. The same is the case. మీరు అంటున్నారు చూడండి సార్, if we ban illegally it will be done, but don't you think we have also imposed punishments ఒక కరెక్ట్ గా? ఇప్పుడు ఇంతకుముందు చూడండి, విజయ్ దేవరకొండ వీళ్ళందరూ చాలా ఆన్లైన్ గేమ్స్ కి ప్రమోట్ చేశారు. ఏమని చెప్పారు అంటే, వాట్ వాస్ దేర్ ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్, వాట్ వాస్ దేర్ డిఫెన్స్ ఇస్, దే సెడ్ దట్ నో, దెర్ ఇస్ నో లా విచ్ ఈస్ రెగ్యులేటింగ్ దట్. There is no law. I did not do any unlawful. I did not do any illegal act. When will be an act become unlawful? Illegal pakka vettandi. Lawful, unlawful, illegal. When an act will become lawful is if you have done according to the law. When it will become unlawful is when you have done against the law. If you have done against the law, if you know the law exists and you have done it, it will become illegal. Unlawful means you have done something, but there is no law which says that what you have done is right or wrong. If a law is saying that it is wrong, you are still doing it, it is illegal. So these people are saying that no, I haven't done anything unlawful. That was there. That is the reason why to reduce this, we have to regulate. అదే అంటారు చూడండి, something is better than nothing. And this is a measure which is needed. Because you see, unregulated online gaming is killing people a lot. We'll look at the challenges also. Okay, now you understood what is the difference between this esports, social gaming. Now, gaming is fun, but it is dark side, is it? Okay, so online gaming bill, what it is saying is, what is banned in India? Real money gaming apps. Okay, games with monetary written promises, betting and gambling is banned. Online gaming bill for safety and future ready gamings. We want our gaming industries to flourish. So recognize esports as a legitimate sport. We have recognized esport as a legitimate. What is esport? Just now we have studied. Establish a national gaming authority to an or assigned to an existing authority. Okay, national level body to oversee this gaming, to promote, to regulate, and to ban effectively those provisions in the bill. Promote social and educational games, ban harmful money games. So these are the overall side with respect to that bill. Okay, penalties and enforcement. Offering or enabling real money gaming. Punishment, మీరు అన్నారు చూడండి. So up to 3 years imprisonment plus 1 crore fine. Unlawful advertisements. మీరు చూడండి, ఇంతకుముందు when you open any browsing site, immediately a rummy site అయితే వస్తుంది, poker site అయితే వస్తుంది. When you poker bazi 1 2 3 1 2 3 5 6 7 9 10 11 అన్ని వస్తాయి, AKQ పనికిమాలిన అడ్వర్టైజ్మెంట్లు అని వస్తాయి. అండ్ నేను చెప్తున్నాను చూడండి, ఫోన్ ఓపెన్ చేయగానే అన్ని అడ్వర్టైజ్మెంట్ సైట్స్ అన్నిటినీ ఫైన్ అయ్యాలి. ఓకే, అండ్ when you are listening to a class also, in 1 hour class there will be 20 advertisements. 1 hour class చూడాలి ఆన్లైన్ లో, ఫ్రీ కంటెంట్ ఏమైనా చూడాలి అంటే, అపార్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ రికార్డెడ్ క్లాసెస్, కోచింగ్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ కాకుండా, లైక్ ఇప్పుడు మన క్లాస్ ఇప్పుడు యూట్యూబ్ లో పెడతారు, ఇది చూడాలి అంటే అడ్వర్టైజ్మెంట్స్ వస్తాయి. ఓకే, అన్లాఫుల్ అడ్వర్టైజ్మెంట్ అప్ టు 2 years ఇంప్రిజన్మెంట్ చేయాలంట, చేద్దాం. ఓకే, ప్రమోషన్ అండ్ రెగ్యులేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఆన్లైన్ గేమ్స్ బిల్. సో గో త్రూ దిస్. వాట్ ఈస్ దట్ మిత్ ఇస్, అందరూ ఏమనుకున్నారంటే దిస్ bill bans all online games. No, that is a myth. The reality is the bill promotes esports and social games while banning predatory real money gaming apps that causes addiction, financial loss, and security risk. Promotion and regulation of online gaming bill 2025. Myth is the bill will kill India's gaming industries. In fact, the bill will promote India's gaming industries. Okay. అవును, అవును. See, that is what very good. Thank you for reminding me, I wanted to discuss about one of the major provision with respect to gambling. Did I discuss about United Nations Office on Drugs has given a report about online gaming? What is happening is, ఈ ఆన్లైన్ గేమింగ్ సైట్స్ ఏం చేస్తున్నాయంటే ఆఫ్షోర్ కంపెనీస్ పెట్టుకుంటున్నాయి, not within the territory of. Now this bill will work within the territory of India. This bill will not work in Seychelles. This bill will not work in Mauritius, Myanmar. Now these online gaming apps will ఏం చేస్తారు అంటే, they will shift the base to different countries, and from there they will be operating. And from this, illegal money, because the people of India is purchasing those products and they have to pay tax to India. 28% GST have to be paid in India, but they will be evading the tax, and through that money laundering is also been done. So there is, the offshore companies are also promoting this bill, also try to highlight that. That is the reason why I said that illegal, unlawful advertisement. What is unlawful advertisement? It is not lawful for you to promote your app in India. If you are offshore agency also, you have established an online gaming app. Pokerbazi has been operating from Mauritius. How will they know that? How will we know that Pokerbazi is operating from Mauritius? We are not concerned. We will get an ad. If you want to play, click this link. They are operating from offshore. So that is the reason why unlawful advertisement is also we are trying to ban, because we know that online gaming, internet has so much penetration. Okay, so all over the world, and internet doesn't know borders. In this context, as internet has no borders, in this context, to regulate online games is very challenging. That is the reason why we need a strict and stringent provisions to regulate this online gambling and online betting. అవును, అందులోనే యూనిఫార్మిటీ తీసుకురావడానికి ఇప్పుడు ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ ఇది తీసుకొస్తున్నారు చూడండి. ఏమైంది అంత నవ్వుతున్నారు? ఫోటో బాగుందా? ఎవరా ఎట్లా చూస్తు? అవును, ఆమెను చూస్తుందా కెమెరాను చూస్తుందా? హైలైట్ ఉంటారబ్బా. ఓకే, ఆమె కెమెరాని చూస్తుంది, ఆమెను చూస్తుందట. ఈమెనా? ఓకే ఓకే, యూట్యూబ్ లో ఉంటే ఎవరైనా వాళ్ళ తెలిసిన వాళ్ళు ఉంటే కొడతారు నన్ను వచ్చి. 11 years of Jan-Dhan Yojana. Okay, and Jan-Dhan Yojana led to financial inclusion in India. We have created overdraft facilities. We have tried to promote credit guarantee fund. We have been provided. Okay, what is Pradhan Mantri Jan-Dhan Yojana? So Jan-Dhan Yojana was launched in 2014 and was designed to provide universal access to banking for the unbanked. Okay, those people who don't have bank network, means those areas where there is no banking network, we try to promote. Those people who don't have bank accounts, we have motivated them to open zero balance accounts. Okay, it objectives includes zero balance accounts. ఎందుకంటే ఇప్పుడు కూడా చూడండి, ఇప్పుడు మీ అకౌంట్ లో ఇఫ్ minimum balance is not maintained, they will put fine. That is the reason why under Jan-Dhan we have created zero balance accounts. Then RuPay debit cards, insurance, pensions and direct benefit transfers. This laid foundation for this. The scheme has reduced reliance on money lending. Mainly in rural areas, the victims, rural people are becoming victims of money lenders. Okay, so that is the reason why this Jan-Dhan Yojana try to make sure that people don't become the victims of money lenders. So what are the core tenets, core principles of this scheme? One is banking the unbanked, means nothing but increasing the banking network, or those banking networks which have not been, those regions which don't have banking networks, we try to promote banking networks. Okay, next, securing the unsecured, providing security to assets lacking formal protections. Definitely when you open bank accounts, okay, you can securitize your accounts. Okay, next, funding the unfunded. we see what happens is why do you see that many people, many farmers or many poor people are becoming victims of money lenders? Because there is no one to fund them. Government said that we will be funding you, funding the unfunded. See what Jandan Yojana have done is, let me tell you, there is a concept which has been created by Jandan Yojana, that is credit guarantee fund. What is that? Okay. What is how this credit guarantee fund will be functionalized? What is the functioning of credit guarantee fund? See, there is a borrower. This borrower might be farmer or micro, small, medium enterprise. Okay. Now, this person, he want to do cultivation. Okay. For inputs, he want loan. So he went to the bank. He went to borrow. Okay, he was a borrower and he is borrowee. Means nothing but the person who will give. This borrowee is nothing but banks, financial institutions. Now, this person went to take loan from these banks. Now, these people definitely, okay, he's not your relative, and bank manager is also not your relative. So, then this person would ask for loans. Then borrowee will be saying, bank will say that provide collateral. Means nothing but your land papers, deposit land paper or deposit some other, if at all you have an house, so deposit, mortgage your house, then only we will be providing you the loan. But credit guarantee fund emphasized on collateral free loans. Credit guarantee fund emphasized on collateral free loans. Means nothing but what happens, sir? Means nothing but through credit guarantee fund, how collateral free loans will be done is, these banks will be given assurance by the government or CB or NABARD. They say that NABARD will give loans for promote loans, not give, promote loans for rural development. SIDBI, Small Industries Development Bank. These will say that these farmers, government will implement a scheme and say that for landless laborers also need some loans. Okay, or for suppose street vendors, they want some loan. So for such people, or for there is a micro small entrepreneur, I want to start a company. Okay, I'm poor person, I don't have any land, I don't have that, I neither have the land, I neither have the property to be shown as a collateral. Then government will be saying that we are going to promote entrepreneurship. If you want to take loans, you can go and take with this bank. We will give you surety. Now, for suppose these people, the borrower is not paying the loan, risk will be high because there is no collateral. So, to support their risk, government will support them. So why do you think that government will be supporting? At the end of the day, government also wanted to promote entrepreneurship. Government wanted to promote investments. Government want to promote industries. Government want to promote agriculture productivity. Okay, so that is the benefit for government. This is what is credit guarantee fund. Now you understood what is credit guarantee fund, how does it operate? Means nothing but when you want to take collateral free loans also, government will act as a surety. Okay. అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది అంటే, if farmers are defaulting, then government will repay, not completely, at least 70 to 80% it will be repaying. And వీళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తారు సార్, వీళ్ళు ఏం కట్టొద్దా అంటే, definitely when they take loan they have to pay interest. No, they have to pay interest, they have to pay initial charges, that have to be there. So ఇక్కడ పాయింట్ ఏంటి అంటే, గవర్నమెంట్, సిడ్బి, నాబార్డ్ will be acting as an security. will act as a surety agents. Okay, simple ga. But this is very formal, because formal institutions of government is been done. Surety agents ila undadu. Prati father who is doing business will be a victim of surety agents. Okay, so evarko surety pettuntaru, losses lo potaru, everyone. But here it is nothing but we will be selecting the farmers also. There will be a criteria where government says that if you fit in this criteria only, we will be giving loans. Evarki varada vallaku gaadu. Okay, there will be a certain criteria. For suppose when you want to avail government schemes, you will be a, like white ration card undali, then that is there. If you are promoting this micro, small, medium enterprises also, so then that micro, small, medium enterprises, either existing enterprises undali, if your idea should be good, that will be there. Now you understand what is credit guarantee fund, and this has been promoted by Jan Dhan Yojana. That is the reason by funding the unfunded. Funding the unfunded is through this credit guarantee fund. So Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, 6 pillars of Jan Dhan Yojana. What are the 6 pillars of Jan Dhan Yojana is? First, universal access to banking services. We provided universal access. That is the reason why even a farmer is having scanner. Okay, restaurant కి వెళ్ళారు. Okay, so బయటకు వచ్చి బండి తీసుకుంటున్నారు. Watchman will ask tip. I don't have change. No worry, sir, I have scanner. Okay, everyone, universal access to banking services, micro insurance. Okay, micro level insurance has been penetrated. Means earlier, in people, only so-called rich people used to take insurance. Ippudu chudandi, car insurance, bike insurance, okay, life insurance, health insurance, and agriculture. Even agriculture insurance we are talking about. Okay, so micro insurance, financial literacy program, we promoted financial literacy. Even if they don't know how to watch YouTube video also, they know how to check balance. Okay, మీరు ఎవరైనా ఒక అమ్మ దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళి కూరగాయలు తీసుకున్నారు అనుకోండి, ఆ మెషిన్ సౌండ్ రాలేదనుకో, సౌండ్ వచ్చే వరకు నేను ఓని అనొచ్చు. అర్థమైందా? సౌండ్ రాలేదయ్యా అని. అప్పుడు మీరు ఏం చేయాలంటే ఆమె ఫోన్ తీసుకొని చూపించి, చూడమ్మాయిగా మెసేజ్ అని చూపించాలి. మెషిన్ ఖరాబ్ అయినా కానీ మనుషులు నమ్మరు, మెషిన్ నమ్ముతారు. ఓకే, సో ఫైనాన్షియల్ లిటరసీ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఆమె కూర్చోబెట్టారు ఆడ మాట్లాడుకుంటూ, అయ్యా రాలేదు కదా, ఇట్లనే అయింది, ఇంతకు ముందు కూడా ఇట్లనే అయింది, రాలేదు అని వాళ్ళని వదిలేసి పోవాలని అనిపించదు. ఓకే, సో ఫైనాన్షియల్ లిటరసీ, ప్రతి ఒక్కరికి ఫైనాన్షియల్ లిటరసీ హాస్ బిన్ ప్రొవైడెడ్. ఆల్ దే ఆర్ ఎడ్యుకేటెడ్ ఆర్ నాట్ ఎడ్యుకేటెడ్, ill considerate about that. Financial literacy has been promoted. Basic saving bank accounts with overdraft facility. What is overdraft? మీ అకౌంట్ లో బ్యాలెన్స్ లేకపోయినా 10,000 వరకు లోన్ తీసుకోవచ్చు. Now credit will be saying no. Okay, when you make credit payments, they will be saying that you have a credit cash. అంటే ఏంటి అంటే, I am ready to give you loan, free year. Okay, but here they are giving overdraft facilities to the eligible candidates. Now creation of credit guarantee fund, that is what? Funding the unfunded. Pension scheme for unauthorized sector. Now challenges and overcomings. What are the challenges with respect to Jan Dhan Yojana? Inactive accounts peripayayi. Next, over indebtedness risk. Government istundi kada, తీసుకో. Credit guarantee fund undi, government is acting as a surety. Okay, low financial literacy. Although we try to promote literacy, but still we see in 11 years the targeted literacy, financial literacy was not been achieved. Minimal transactions indicate weak engagement with scheme. Okay, infrastructural banks, infrastructural gaps, still there are gaps which still have to be achieved. Okay, మీరు అన్నారు చూడండి, యునైటెడ్ నేషన్స్ డిక్లేర్స్ famine in Gaza. Okay, Gaza, what did I say when Israel-Palestine conflict? Gaza is a West Bank and Gaza. In the last class we discussed about Israel-Palestine. There is no Palestine state. Means nothing but entire Palestine was occupied by Israel. How it has been occupied, all this we discussed. Now what happened is, I already discussed about this point. Gaza airstrip, borders, everything is under the control of Israel, and Israel is not allowing humanitarian aid into Gaza. And Gaza borders law, there is a crossing to enter into Gaza. That crossing is called Rafah crossing. Rafah crossing, RAFAH, was in the news last year because United Nations entered into Rafah crossing and United Nations wanted to promote, send humanitarian aid. Is Egypt side ఉంటుంది. నేను చూపిస్తాను ఇప్పుడు. ఈజిప్ట్ సైడ్ ఉంటుంది. మ్యాప్ లో I'll show you that. United Nations want to send humanitarian aid. Israel did not allow that. And Israel was created by United Nations. Okay, that is the reason why the Benjamin Netanyahu is not a leader. He's a leader. He's a person involving in genocide. Outrightly, this is genocide. Gaza has been declared as a famine. Okay, so United Nations has officially declared famine in Gaza, marking the first famine in West Asia. West Asia is a resource-rich region in the world, and being in West Asia, they are facing famine, with over 500,000 people facing extreme hunger due to conflict and restricted access to food. What is famine? I have given you the criteria. You can go through. There is nothing to explain. Very factual thing. Okay. Gaza Strip is a coastal territory in West Asia, approximately 41 km long and 10 km wide. Okay, situated north of the Sinai Peninsula. See, this is Gaza. Okay. Okay, this is Gaza, and here you have Egypt. No, here you have Rafah crossing. Okay, so this is the story with respect to Gaza. Next, there are short topics which are in the news. As I said, no, I am taking this from my Gov app. This is a government website. From there, we are taking these things. 8 milestones which India have achieved in this last week. In short, okay. అరే దగ్గర నుండి చూస్తున్నాడు సేఫ్టీ ఉంటుందా లేదా అని. క్రూ ఎస్కేప్ మోడల్, ఓకే, ఈస్ బీన్ ఓవర్సీన్ బై నరేంద్ర మోడీ. ఎందుకు నవ్వుతారు సార్ అట్లా? చూడొద్దా? ఈస్ దిస్ ఇండియాస్ మోస్ట్ ఐకానిక్ వీక్? లెట్ us see if at all it is iconic or not. So Gaganyaan just hit a major milestone because successfully India, ISRO have conducted integrated air drop. So ikkada testing జరిగిపోయింది, ఇక్కడ డ్రాప్ చేశారు. ఓకే, ఇంటిగ్రేటెడ్, అరే ఇక్కడ టెస్టింగ్ జరిగింది సార్. ఓకే, హియర్ Narendra Modi has tested, certified. Next we have drop. Anyways, integrated airdrop tested to ensure safe crew module recovery using parachutes. It is not just one parachute. Actually, ఇది ఎందుకు ఇంటిగ్రేటెడ్ అని అంటారంటే, listen carefully. This is called as an integrated air drop test. అయితే దీంట్లో 4 parachutes ఉంటాయి సార్. These 4 parachutes were developed by DRDO. One is air cover. Okay, there is a cover parachute. Next there is another drogue parachute. What is that? Drogue parachute. This drogue parachute ఏం చేస్తుంది అంటే, ఇప్పుడు suppose, see, when we are talking about Gaganyaan mission, let me tell you, we'll talk about parachutes also. When we are talking about Gaganyaan mission, try to understand that this Gaganyaan mission, when are we targeting this Gaganyaan mission? 2027. Okay, 2027 is our target date, year. Okay, in that what we are going to do, we are going to send astronauts to low Earth orbit. Okay, 400 kilometers low Earth orbit, and they will stay there for 3 days and they will come back. For this manned mission, okay, earlier ISRO have done so many unmanned mission. Satellite వెళ్ళేది, రాకెట్ తీసుకెళ్లేది, టాటా బాయ్ బాయ్ చెప్పేది మనం రాకెట్ కి, శాటిలైట్ పోయేది, శాటిలైట్ అక్కడ ఉండేది, వదిలేస్తారు. Okay, we used to leave, satellite used to become defunct. Okay, and now we are sending humans to low Earth orbit or to space. So that is Gaganyaan. And if India achieves that, India will be the fourth nation after USA, Russia, and China. India is going to be the fourth. So for that, when we want to see, sending humans is not the target. We have to send them. We have to make sure that they stay safe there for 3 days, and we have to make for safe return. So sending and safe return is the thing. That is the reason why to send and for to safe return, what are the measures we have to take. So that is the reason why there is a concept called integrated airdrop test. Means nothing but, for suppose these astronauts have went in the crew model. They have went. Okay, the crew model stayed there, but definitely again they have to return back. Again, when they are returning back, there needs to be they would come at a very high speed, and you have to make sure that landing will be smooth. For the smooth landing, we need parachutes. So that for the smooth landing, either in successful mission, means for successful smooth landing, or in case of emergencies. Okay, abort, when mission is aborted, immediately when the rocket took place, initially in 4 or 5 seconds, that rocket is not efficient, then you have to rocket is going to blast, or rocket is going to fail. Okay, then you want to send these people, you have to make sure these people return. Okay, return back. That is the reason why we will be launching safety measures. Okay, safety test will be done. So that is what integrated airdrop test. You understood? So this integrated airdrop test might be for if there is a successful test and when they are returning back, or if there is a proposal to abort the mission in midway, that too in the initial stages. Okay, because of the failure of rocket, because of misfunction, something happens, right? We never know what might happen. So in that case, how to ensure the safe return of these people. So that is the reason why we have successfully launched this test called integrated airdrop test. Integrated airdrop test has 4 parachutes. One is air cover parachute, rogue parachute, and next you have pilot parachute, and you have main parachute. Okay, so air cover ఏం చేస్తుంది అంటే when this capsule is come out, so there will be 4 parachutes which will be covered. For suppose the parachute came in parachute was needed in 4 kilometers from there, during that point of time temperatures will be more, so some other thing. So to cover this all parachutes, you have a cover parachute. Okay, then there is a rogue parachute. Definitely when the parachute has come out, and this is the capsule, and you have a parachute. Now first thing what you have to do is you have to make sure that this capsule which is coming at high speed, or suppose whatever, if you are coming towards the earth at thousands of speed, now don't you think people will be that capsule will be blasted when you are coming at a high speed. So de-acceleration should be done. Means nothing but stabilization of speed should be done. Stabilization of speed will be done by rogue parachute. That rogue parachute will reduce the speed. Next, pilot parachute. Means pilot parachute will be the cover parachute for this main parachute. Ante ee parachute ki main parachute unta chudandi, there will be a there will be a pilot parachute, and that after pilot parachute then there will be a main parachute. So these 4 have to work in sync, then only mission will be successful. Main parachute have to be protected. Okay, main parachute has to be protected. Rogue parachute has been protected. So every layer is important. That is the reason why it is integrated airdrop test. It is not just normal airdrop test. Why it is integrated airdrop test? First you have to understand that. Okay, so what is Gaganyaan mission? Human space flight, 3 crew, 400 kilometers orbit, 3 days, safe return to India. Points, simple. Significance, it puts India among the elite nations. Already what are the elite nations which have done manned mission? USA, Russia, and China. Objectives, what is the launch vehicle? Okay, LVM-3. Now what are the phases of testing? As I said, no, first integrated airdrop test. Already we have done this test vehicle missions. See, now sometimes this capsule might initially In the initial landing, if there is a problem, we have to abort. Now, don't you think before reaching 400 kilometers also, in the path also, we might get another problem, and during that point of time to reach, see why it is very challenging is you have to make sure that the rocket, if at all a rocket want to launch the capsule at a low earth orbit, you have to throw that. If you want to throw a ball and make sure that ball doesn't return back to the earth, means nothing but you have to throw that with escape velocity. Winner kada? In physics you might have heard, you have to throw with escape velocity. On the same line, when a capsule is being launched, when your simple point, what is that you are doing is, rocket, what it is trying to do is, it is throwing the capsule with that speed such that these people don't return back. Okay, when you are going at high speed, you will might reach Mach 1 speed, Mach 2 speed, Mach 3 speed. Okay, so when you are going at that speed, sometimes in the process we need to abort. So when a rocket is going at Mach 1 speed, some problem arises. At Mach 1 speed, a problem arises. What is the rescue mission? At Mach 2 speed, a problem arises. What is the speed? Next, after this, we are going to that phase. Means at Mach 1 speed, a problem arises. How to deal? At Mach 2 speed, problem arises. How to deal? So that is how we are going to discuss. And this is unmanned flight. First, we are going to send it and through unmanned, and then we are going to send it through manned flight. So these are the phases with respect to Gaganyaan. Now we understand what are the phases, why we do, what is this test vehicle missions, and all these things. Okay, so go through these points which I have given. Okay, next, testing phase, as I said, no, integrated airdrop test, then pad abort test, the test vehicle flights. Pad abort test అంటే ఏంటి అంటే, ఈ క్రూ ఉంది చూడండి, ఈ క్యాప్సిల్ ఉంది చూడండి, ఈ క్యాప్సిల్ కి ఈ రాకెట్ లో ఇంకో రాకెట్ ఉంటది. Okay, that rocket will bring back. So for that also, whether that rocket is working efficiently. Okay, pad abort test. So those are the different stages. Okay, next, India's Panchayat app, not Panchayat series. Okay, Panchayat app wins global honor. The Meri Panchayat app bagged the global award in Geneva. Okay, and this Meri Panchayat app is in 12 languages. OpenAI is a artificial intelligence based multinational company in San Francisco. It has selected Delhi, okay, as the office. So they are going to open their office in Delhi. So AI Gaint is setting up its office in Delhi. Okay, next, Apple doubles. అదేంటున్నాను చూడండి, ద వరల్డ్ ఈస్ అరౌండ్ దిస్. అండ్ ఇప్పుడు ఎవరు వాడుతున్నారు సార్? గూగుల్ ఎవరు వాడట్లేదు, ఎవరు వాడరు. అంటే ఇఫ్ ఎట్ ఆల్ యు ఆర్ స్టిల్ యూజింగ్ గూగుల్, ఐ ఫీల్ పిటీ ఫర్ యూ. ఓకే, ఇక అది తెలియదు సార్ నాకు, మనకు డీల్ ఏమైందో తెలియదు. ఎనీవేస్, మనకు అది తెలీదు. నెక్స్ట్, యాపిల్ డబుల్స్ డౌన్ ఆన్ ఇండియా. See, Apple, for the first time ever, iPhone 17 will be completely assembled in India, including top, okay, will be made in India. So this is also one of the major achievement. Next, Maruti Suzuki first strategic battery EV, the e-Vitara, will roll out of India. Okay, so these points enduku ante, sir, are we preparing for business MBA exams? No. E points endukante, whenever you are writing mains, so how Make in India is getting push. Okay, so how Make in India is getting push, you have to write about this thing, because here it is global manufacturing shift. Here also the 100 countries manufacturing. Okay, so India's EVs to be exported to 100 plus nations. Now don't you think this is an achievement? Next, Agni 5 missiles. India test to fire the nuclear capable ballistic missile Agni 5 with full precisions. Okay, So why what is the speciality of Agnify is, what is the significance is, with its multiply independently targetable re-entry vehicle. This is so much important. If you have launched, you have independent targets, different targets. One missile ఏం చేస్తుందంటే, if at all it is being launched, it will only hit one target. But through Agnify, we are targeting multiple targets. So that is one of the major achievement, and it uses solid fuel, 3-stage solid fuel. That is also one unique point which you have to understand. I have given this write up on this, so go through that. MIRV is the major technology. Okay, what is the range you have to see, and apart from that, as of now, USA, Russia and China and United Kingdom are known to have this MIR. So India will become that 6th country, okay, equipped with these missiles. Next, Kashmir's first cargo express is all set. So joint parcel rapid cargo to make its debut from Kashmir to Delhi. So when we are talking about how to include this in your answer is, when you are talking about importance of connectivity in economic growth, you have to use this example. Okay, and Kashmir first cargo express. Next, India's laser shield means nothing but this is what is integrated air defense weapon system. Integrated air defense, IADWS. So in integrated air defense missile system, okay, in integrated air defense system, ISRO has successfully tested that. Okay, so that is the reason why it is in the news. Okay, you know, quick reaction surface to air missiles. So integrated air defense missiles is now, when we are talking about air defense, as I said, no, S-400 has acted as a defense. Okay, we purchased from Russia. Now we want to develop our own air defense. That is the reason why Narendra Modi on the eve of independence, he talked about Sudarshana Chakra. So this is an achievement, this is a milestone in achieving, improving Sudarshan or promoting Sudarshan Chakra. Sudarshan Chakra means all the territories or military installations, okay, or security areas, key areas will be protected from terrorist attack or from enemy attacks. So we are going to act, it is going to be like an iron shield on over India. Okay, see, ఇవన్నీ లాస్ట్ వీక్ టాపిక్స్, నేను అందుకని లాస్ట్ లో పెడదాం అనుకున్నాను. దిస్ వీక్ ఆల్సో వీ కుడ్ నాట్ ఫినిష్. ఒక్కటి గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి, ఈ జిఎస్టీలో ఒక కాన్సెప్ట్ చెప్పాలి, రిమైనింగ్ అన్ని మీరు చదివితే అర్థమవుతుంది. ఇన్ జిఎస్టీ దెర్ ఇస్ అ కాన్సెప్ట్ కాల్డ్, దీంట్లోనే ఉంటుంది, ఇన్వర్టెడ్ డ్యూటీ స్ట్రక్చర్ కరెక్షన్. దిస్ ఈస్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ద మేజర్ డిమాండ్ విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు GST reforms. What is that? Inverted duty structure. Try to understand this concept. Rest all is factual, you can read. Now, simple, I'll explain in a very simple way. Okay, now India, now products which are producing in India and products will be exported. Now first it have to be manufactured, then you have to be exported. Now tell me, the taxes at the manufacturing end should be more, or the taxes at the export time should be more? Taxes means nothing but input taxes untai chudandi. Excuse me. Okay, the point here is, when I am running in steel, okay, to manufacture steel I need inputs, okay, and then I have manufactured steel, okay, and I'm exporting this steel to other countries. Now should the tax rate at input side means nothing but, if at all I want to buy iron or for steel, I need to use electricity, I need to use some other technology or some other raw materials to manufacture steel. Okay, should I pay taxes here more, or should I pay taxes when I am exporting? Where should be the tax percentage should be more? Okay, let me ask you this question, very simple. I'm earning 1 crore rupees. I'm not earning, okay, if at all. I earn 1 crore rupee, or there is a person who is earning 10 lakhs. Tax percentage should be more on whom? 1 crore. Now, a manufacturing company is buying inputs and manufacturing product, and a person who is buying this product from a company, from this manufacturer, and doing export business. So on whom the government have to impose more tax? People who are exporting rather than the people who are buying inputs, and input products మీద tax తక్కువ ఉండాలి, the people who are doing exports. But in India there is a reverse. So that is inverted duty structure. So this is one of the major problems that we have to address. Simple story, చిన్న కాన్సెప్ట్. ఓకే, ఆ స్టోరీ మొత్తం దాని చుట్టూ తిరుగుతుంది. సింపుల్ కాన్సెప్ట్. ఓకే, సో అది చూడండి. ఓకే, రేట్ ఆఫ్ నేను చెప్పాను చూడండి, రేట్ ఆఫ్ రాషనలైజేషన్. సో ఎసెన్షియల్ మూవ్, దిస్ ఆ కాన్సెప్ట్ అర్థమైతే ఆల్ దీస్ థింగ్స్ విల్ బి అండర్స్టూడ్. Lipu Lake Plus we discussed. Recently what happened was China, ఒక్కటే 2 minutes చెప్పేస్తాను. Recently China foreign minister came and agreed, there was an agreement between Chinese foreign minister and our Jaishankar, and they have agreed to resume trade. ఏమైంది అంటే గల్వాన్ క్లాషెస్ తర్వాత trade has been stopped. So we started to resume trade. So to resume trade, so there are 3 passes which has been opened, reopened. One is Lipu Lake Pass, Shipkila Pass, and Nathula Pass. So regarding that, now what happened was this Lipu Lake Pass, which is in Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand. Lipu Lake Pass is in Uttarakhand. What happened is this Lipu Lake Pass is bordered between India, Tibet means China, and Nepal. Now when India and China agreed to allow free movement of goods and services through this pass, then Nepal is saying that without our consent, why did you agree? If Lipu Lake Pass, Nepal has a claim on Lipu Lake Pass also, you should have invited Nepal. That is the reason why I said when I am discussing foreign policy with neighboring, India should never behave like a dominant big brother. Now Nepal is saying that you are behaving like a dominant big brother. Okay, you are fixing, you are talking about the territory which I also have interest. You are not inviting me. So that is the reason this is in the news. Anyways, chalo, let us end our session. Remaining you can go through that. Hello, I hope you have enjoyed this session.